Beauregard with the origin of the 3699 Ranch. Friday morning, June the 23rd. Sprinkly morning. We had a couple hot and dry weeks. Memorial Day, I did a garden update. So here we are again in June the 23rd. The hay fields, the hay got cut the day, on Memorial Day, it got cut and baled up like the next day or so, like a record good first cut, got it out early, and now we have going to be some very good dairy feeding alfalfa hay here. Nice stance of alfalfa coming back for the second cut, and then the field across the road, if you can tell it's spotty, it's more like a grassy hay, a mix. Above average, way above average on for hay year and an average garden year and more rainfall totals. Mostly grass where I surface sowed the wildflowers. I'm not sure where I'm at on that yet. A long time to tell. Oh wow, there's a show car. So an MG club. The town parties in London, Ohio this weekend for the Strawberry Fest. They have MGs, a lot of agriculture related, a lot of brand new cars going by on the car haulers. But so, because I was out here painting my deck again when it was hot and dry, and I wanted to do more painting, and it's had 2 weeks of rainy and cool. So I did some surface prep to do more painting. I climbed up in there and cut a lot of trees and a lot of tree work. And trees into my triplex power line, and the phone line's on the other side of the house. The clematis is kind of at its peak this side, and then that side we notice it. And Harlow's down here. Garlic that I hit with a tiller and pulled these out, just ones that were bolted and maybe blew over from a storm. But because they don't come out for another month, but these are early, something, so I don't have to buy any. My messy garage out here, and did some Barbie. And my other one, my gasser, I have a smoker box, and this is my Coleman cooking machine kettle that I fire on gas and then cook with the wood. I was out here cooking last night, and I'm gonna be eating good. Eating good today. This is where the poppies are at, getting ready to be mowed over again and reseed themselves. California orange poppies. I spent 3 hours up on a ladder restoring my maple knoll, and I'm working that way. I have another hour to go up there, weather permitting. So yeah, we're looking for like a switch and it'll turn and be 90, but here's the garden. And then the yard too didn't have fertilizer, and I took a Hail Mary and threw nitrogen and some Triple 12 on those pine trees just this week, and I can already tell the yellow problem, I'm onto something. And you can tell too with the nitrogen on the corn the farmers were using, and I thought it was too much water. I thought it was the wrong pH, and now I'm onto the nitrogen level, just shooting from the hip. The tests give you a ballpark, but then you take your soil tests and tear them up, and you have to hammer it with something to get results above normal. Approaching waist high and flowering. There's 6 of those tomatoes in there. Wildflowers. The corn. Big time trouble with corn from different angles. And going to have some sweet corn. A lone volunteer garlic. I don't know what to do with this asparagus stuff, but I'm working on it. And it falls over and I prop it back up. Oh, I missed my pickles over here. I have them climbing. So that's a change from last time. There wasn't anything to show the last time on Memorial Day, but I have stuff to show now. Wildflowers, my 40 peppers. I staked them, and then I didn't want right away to work the ground, but then the wind started blowing them over, and on Memorial Day, those had just been out of the pots and into the ground for a couple of days, so they were just sitting there. They're starting to take root now. They're starting to get good color. I'm picking flowers off of them. The onions went in the middle of March, a lot of them did. There's like, I spent $30 altogether on the onions. I forgot what the flat of these were. Probably another 20. I sowed mustard greens in that spot there. And I'm shopping for a seed for a gourd. And grow the gourds up into the corn. And maybe even, I don't know. Get something gourd or pumpkinish growing out here. Some jumbos. But yeah, a couple of them bent over, and that's what's laying up on that table. And I hit the garlic with a tiller, and only like one garlic made it over here. I snuffed out the music. My music died, so no garlic really to speak of this year. And I started these guys from seeds, and those peppers were from the store-bought, and they're 6-packs. But these are my I started from seed because you can't buy them in the store. Cherry bomb. My heat. These are sweet pepper, and then there's even bananas and some hot bananas, which could be like Hungarian hot wax. And then, but my cherry bombs, I'm really happy with them at this point, other than I planted them a little close together, and the first row the string went on because we would get a windstorm and it would knock them over. I wanted to wait on the string because the string is for the fruit load, and there's no fruit on them. Yellow Spanish, super sweet, and then the reds, some candy apple reds, 2 different kind of reds, I think. Put my fence up. I'm kind of thinking how I'm going to do my little work area here. A splash of wildflowers on this corner. I'm kind of in the focal point. But my emerald tree died. My hemlock, and I had a severe yellowish problem that I'm attacking with fertilizer of all things. This was maybe a hemlock that died. And then I think I had an ant problem here. When I would pull a dead one, you can see this one here's. So there's more than just one root. They really had good roots on them. And then when I would pull it, ants would come out of the hole. So I did some insecticide last year, and a little bit this year, but not much. But talking about being average on or above average, and the trees have been a super big challenge. And over here's my little nursery, and haven't given this guy a lot of attention yet. My apple tree, one of my 2, and but where I'm at on this was an experiment, and this I germed them, the seed in the 72 trays, and transplanted them over here, and I wasn't taking the seed off the top, and it wasn't getting blowed off. But I had like 40 that made it out of the trays, and then about 20 of them didn't make it. They just laid over and died with I started going in manually because the seed comes up on the top and it wouldn't knock off, and then it would lay over and die. See, here's the seed. It comes up with a plant like a corn or bean, and it comes up and then it falls off. It holds it all together how it does. It's kind of neat. They're like little people, aren't they? And that's what my hemlock out there from the state tree of Pennsylvania. I had Mackenzie, my weather lady, and she went back to Michigan. Well, she was born in Pennsylvania is the reason why. And they were both, my other weather lady, Ashley Barassi from Michigan, they were both Miss Americas and contestants in the top 10. And so I planted a tree for Mackenzie, and it died, but sure enough, Ashley Barassi went from Columbus up to Michigan too. She followed Mackenzie. And so yeah, Mackenzie just went back to like Cleveland, so that's like Pennsylvania. And so here we're in Columbus, Ohio. The development's coming this way. This tree had, I lost $10 on this tree. It was a flop to this point, and it's going to be a flop. This tree was Austrian. Zero progress on that guy. When this one was like 100%, I did great on the ponderosa and the hemlock. These are mostly hemlocks. So I'll have more hemlock trees. I'll have another emerald tree for sure. And so yeah, definitely a good year so far at the 3699 Ranch. Thanks for watching. Burgard Rippy. Have a good weekend.